We begin with another session of Dungeons and Dragons Rescue under Raxis. Last time the party made some decisions, went back on them, then changed their mind again on what to do with this book and this horrifically cursed and ruined individual called Prenders. They made decisions. The kobold saw a few things. They finally left the tavern. They took once more onto the main road of Raxis, and with some tension among the party, settled in a camp, and Cornelius got to show off Cornelius's tiny hut, furnished by a goblin. During the night, there was a campfire in the distance. It flared for a while, and then was snuffed out before light came. In the southwest, there was a great roar that sent shudders up the goblin spine, which is not hard, doesn't take a lot, and the wizard steeled himself against it. Morning arose, and apart from Cornelius and Droop, the rest of you are all woken by falling a few inches onto the floor. As the hut disappears, and so does the furniture. And Siegfried, you get to call it. Roll me a d2, but you get to choose odds or evens.
Doesn't really matter what I roll as long as even. We'll go odd.
Okay. Congratulations. As Siegfried opens his eyes, he once again has a flowing 3-foot-long dwarven beard of majestic brown hair. No longer shaven and stubbly from your half-orc impersonation.
Right. So the next order of business is I'm going to hunt around for the hand mirror of makeup or whatever it is to get the beard looking.
Yeah, the hand mirror of preening. In Siegfried's case, he is very much checking himself before he wrecks himself.
Who said he's going to be the one doing the wrecking?
I don't know. The voice that controls it all. Anyway. You are a little deep in the woods. It's not much of a clearing. It's honestly quite awkward to get around from all the large gnarled roots, but all of the trees look healthy. They are full of color. There is a vast flooring of leaf litter. Nothing's twisted and gnarled. No mounds of vines or little horrible pointy scrubs. What do you do?
Perhaps it would be a good idea to check out the campfire that was to some distance from us.
Yeah, I could go along with that.
Yeah, try to figure out what it is, yeah.
Yeah, send the cleric in first.
It's not a bad idea. Anyone else chipping in on this?
No, Siegfried at the moment's wondering why his vision hasn't cleared up, seeing as the poison should have gone through his system.
E-N-D-E-R-S.
Yeah, you can still only see in shades of grey.
Maybe he should ask a cleric.
So, can you help me for a sec?
Fuck you, you little cunt.
I didn't even know I could impersonate her. That's funny. I think you may have given me control of you while you were gone.
I did, yes.
No,
in case you two don't show up.
Yeah.
What is it, friend?
Well, when I was opening those boxes the other day, I got poisoned and I couldn't see colour. It's still going on. I was just wondering if you can have a quick check me over just to see if there's anything you can help me with.
Okay, I'm gonna check him over my limited cleric knowledge to see if there's anything I can do.
Okay, you've got a
Well,
medicine
there
roll
was
to
like
make.
a full cleric that could check him over. Probably safer this way.
What do I need to roll for that sort of thing?
That'll be a medicine.
I love how he's
nature?
essentially going to the general practitioner instead of you.
You can tell that he is half healthy, alive, and probably quite happy. You look into those soulless eyes, which have deep bags underneath him, and you think, he's in good condition. He looks pretty well for a man of 60.
You're doing well for your age. Rare to see you under your heritage getting around.
Oh. I just pictured
I'm
his
not
arms
that
like Zoid.
old.
Am I sitting
Really?
there listening to this?
Yeah. You are all in just a group. I mean, unless you're going hushed voices or anything, yeah, you can hear each other.
I'm gonna slash him right in the gonads. Nobody correct him.
He's not even that. What?
Oh. I just think that this.
I mean, how well do you know each other, really? Has Siegfried ever told you
Those
how
are
old he
my
is?
best friend.
How well do I even know human anatomy?
I mean,
Yeah,
you've probably
Dr.
eaten a
Zoidberg.
few, so you've got a fair idea of what's inside. No, you got an idea of him. He doesn't look like there's anything wrong with him. I mean, his eyes are bloodshot and scared, but you've known Siegfried for about 2 weeks now, so you know what causes that. He doesn't seem to be drooling excessively. He responds whenever you whack him on the knee. He
Strange.
he seems
Physically,
okay.
you seem okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a mental problem.
Right,
Most likely.
right.
So what exactly is wrong right now?
Our friend here cannot see in color.
Oh heck. Hold on, let me look you over. Let me guess, is that also a medicine check?
Oh, yeah.
The cleric has to ask, is that a medicine check?
I don't know any more than him apparently.
Your roll hasn't actually shown up yet.
Oh, it didn't? Oh, I thought that was my roll.
That explains it.
There we go, 20.
Nope. You still have one level of exhaustion, so you're still at disadvantage.
Oh, yeah.
You know exactly
Ooh.
as much as the kobold.
I suddenly
Right,
have a newfound respect for Zerzel's
right.
medical
As you-
knowledge because he
You find it a little easier to go over him just because you're a bit taller. You know, you get him to stick his tongue out, you take a look, and it does seem a little paler. And his eyes do seem a little, like, the pupils are a little too shrunken. Nothing hugely abnormal, but it looks like there's something going on. You haven't got the faintest fucking clue what it could just have hay fever.
Right. I'm going to try something that I don't particularly... I don't really want to know the answer to, but I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to take off the dwarven belt and put it aside to see if it changes my...
Oh,
Okay, you take off the belt. I mean, you guys will have to unattune to it.
It should be just by taking off the belt, I'd lose the any
okay.
benefits, wouldn't I?
Yeah, you take a moment. I mean, you still keep the beard. That's still glorious and
Yeah.
huge. But you find your vision doesn't change. You do feel this strange itch at your head and then realize, I don't know the dwarven for get drunk.
That's strange because I do know dwarven or...
Oh, you already knew that? Never mind then. Couldn't remember how...
Everyone in this party speaks Dwarven for some unknown reason.
Yep.
Except the kobold.
Yeah, you don't feel any different and you're still seeing in shades of grey.
Right, so it's not the
Ooh.
belt doing it.
Oh no,
I
this
can
is good,
try
strong
to-
dwarven craftsmanship.
I could try and take a look over. Maybe perhaps it's some signs from maybe some magical herb or something that might have gotten into your stream. I'm just going to take a look at some signs. Can someone roll medicine for me because it's so goddamn tiny I can't click on my phone.
Oh, hang on, I'll do it for you.
Oh, you actually have it on your phone? Amazing.
Yeah.
But it is minuscule. Let's see, medicine for Cornelius. You know slightly more of Rain, and honestly, that's enough for you. But I'll say you got a 17 because you know what they're going off, so it's a studied ground at the moment. You're thinking, I'm not going to check the same things they are. I'll be a bit more creative on this. And what you can tell is that there is something wrong with him. His eyes definitely aren't reacting properly as you know, flick a few bolts of light to try and see the contraction and movement of his eyes a bit. You're not entirely sure, but you can also, as you scheme in a little bit more, there do seem to be darker veins running along his eyes. He might still have something in his system.
I think we need some sort of purging or something. There seems to be some sort of substance in your eyes.
You know that exsanguination would be an effective treatment for this. You just need to get rid of 9 pints of blood. Nah, it's a joke. But you know it, yeah, there's some malady with him.
Was it, though?
And it's still... And the fact that it's in his eyes is not a good indicator. It's not a good sign.
So I believe you could take your belt back on.
Yep, I put my belt back on.
In fact, your belt might actually be the only thing preventing you from being any further.
It will be helping. So, I've still got some poisons from those boxes in my system.
That's my guess.
Does anybody actually have cure poison or something similar? I know we've got a potion that does.
Actually, I've got... Oh. No. I do not. I have
healer, everybody.
I have removed curse. I don't have the other thing yet.
Do you have...
Right.
There was
I'm
also
going to ask a different question. Right. Zarzul, do you know any herbs that might be beneficial for removing poison?
Yes, I may have some. It is to be smoked and taken into the lungs.
Or rectally. I mean, what?
Smoked rectally, it's quite a trick.
That would be amazing.
Right,
Now,
okay.
These are powerful herbs. I take the last of the squirrel weed and
You don't really need an insight check on this. You can pretty much guess.
Not going to help?
I mean, it won't cure or treat, but you'll feel good for a bit. You might get a craving for nuts.
unfortunately I cannot. The spell we need is lesser restoration, and I cannot get that at the moment.
He does not have the
that's why
divine power in
we're
him.
both kind of in a bad situation there.
Yeah, you'd have to take a long rest to actually get it.
Yeah.
Right, so I've got another day or so of being
life.
colorblind.
Well, actually, I mean, if it's... Don't we still have some of that paste? Unless you want to extend it until they actually get it.
Well, let's put it this way. The paste can be used by anybody at any time, and my color blindness, while annoying, is not exactly life-threatening.
I'm sorry, yes, you're quite right.
Yet. It's not life-threatening yet.
Oh dear. This is
Hey,
how it
to
ends.
my knowledge, it's not life-threatening yet.
Not at all. Not at all.
Actually, being a rogue, would I recognise this poison?
You've heard of things kind of like this. The problem is you've only heard these stories from a few guys you've locked up or worked alongside. They didn't get treatment in time because it seemed to be quite expensive. It seemed to be something they just ignored for a while because, hey, who wants to pay a couple of hundred gold to a cleric for this? And they then started to wear dark bandages and use a stick and sometimes a dog.
Oh dear. Where's that ointment?
I believe in the chest of the cart.
I'm pretty sure you keep it on yourself.
No, I don't. Not too sure who's carrying it.
Well, it's easy enough to grab. No one's really showing... no one's really keeping possession of it.
Yep. I'll go and have a look in the treasury, see how many charges we've got left.
Yeah, remember, folks, always charge your goo. If it runs out, it's your fault.
Okay, here we go. Found it. We've got 2 uses left. Does anybody have any qualms about me using one of them?
No.
No.
Be careful with it around your eyes, possible.
Just glob it on.
It burns.
It's just
Well, I
pure
gotta
minty freshness directly into the eyeball.
Just about. Probably gonna.
So you're going to smear it in, let it sit for a bit?
Yep, we'll see if it helps.
Yeah, it doesn't feel nice smearing your eyes, and it's, well, your closed eyelids and all, everything gets gummed up, your eyelashes start clinging together. Feels heavy, but there's a nice soothing coolness to it all as it starts to settle into you. And you get the HP regen, and as you open your eyes, as it starts to dry in a bit more, blinking away, you start to see faint colors start to come in. They're quite pale at the moment, but each time you blink, there seems to be more of them.
Yay, improvement!
As you blink a little bit, you realize, yeah, this is a pretty nasty venom. This definitely renders blindness permanently, if it's not saved against a couple of times. 3 times, in fact.
God.
Afterwards, it starts to take away the hearing. Then the sense of touch. It doesn't actually kill them, so not that bad. It just renders them unable to communicate or sense the world around them. Over a period of a week and a half.
Oh
He would've
joy!
been fine. Green would have been all the one.
And I think that was, yeah, was that was from the needle of the box that's still not open yet.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
All right, get cracking, buddy.
The one that had 6 keys.
That's right. We found 6 keys for it.
Yep.
And we only have 1 poison charge, the poison antidote left. Just remember that.
All right, so I'm gonna take this for safekeeping in case Mulgurn needs it. Good luck to everyone else.
Food poisoning doesn't count. Or the alcohol poisoning, but that one's a bit
I was
rarer
gonna
indoors.
say it's for the alcohol poisoning,
Yeah, it's not happening.
if it ever should happen.
And so, Siegfried, you feel restored, you feel better. You also feel a bit goopy and sticky around the eyes, but, it'll wash off, it'll be fine.
Well, I'm going to leave it on there for a bit just to make sure all the poison is dealt with.
Meanwhile,
It'll
you
have no
have
permanent side effect.
a
sure.
pristine beard.
Yeah, it's like beard oil.
Yeah, the styling of which is to your choosing.
Well, the mustache is in the a very curly stage, and the beard has got a slight plaque.
Yep, and as you're inspecting your facial hair, there is an unholy, hate-filled, gargling roar that erupts from the south. It's a bit closer
Sorry,
now,
I'm
and I'm going to need everyone except for Cornelius to roll a wisdom save.
Oh, hey, that roar again.
Now let's see, that's Droop and Pufflesworth.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Yeah, not a surprise there. Yeah, Droop and Pufflesworth are both frightened. Siegfried, so are you. So is
We're
Rain.
heading north, right?
So is Malgern.
And Zars.
And Zarzul. Yeah.
Zarzul, right?
I can't be frightened.
Yeah, you can.
Holy shit.
Right now, you all feel as if something horrendous just called out your name. I mean, it wasn't that much, it didn't form into the words, but you feel as if something just roared out particularly to hate on you. Cornelius, you're fine.
Yep.
Rain,
that's
did you
nice.
just say my name? I think Rain just said my name.
It is something hate-filled and hideous. Actually, let me double-check something here. Oh, yeah.
I'm now mildly concerned that Prender's found a way out.
You've heard him scream? It sounded like a toddler wailing compared to that. That sounded from something big.
Oh god, Prenders is killing toddlers.
Something that is just seeking to rip, rend, and destroy around it. It was not a roar of a dragon, it was not a roar of a great beast. It was a roar that just sent existential shivers right through the very core of you. All of you, apart from Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go and figure this out later.
There's also the campsite to the west.
I mean, this is fine. I don't have to run faster than them. I just have to run faster than Rain.
And Cornelius, if you'd like to do a perception check, if you want to know if it's closer or further away.
Yeah. If you do the roll for me,
Oh,
because
yes, of course.
it's
Sorry
hard for
about
me to click.
I think that's why he was asking.
Yeah. Make sure it's all Would anyone like control of Cornelius' sheet? It's a lot closer than it was before. It's now directly south, as you lend your hearing. Then again, whenever you heard it before, you were inside your tiny cabin. So maybe the walls muffled it, maybe it's not actually that close. It could just be a lot bigger than you thought it was last night.
I suggest perhaps we get into the car and get out of here.
I like that idea.
Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
I agree with the wizard for a change. Just let, not, huh?
I forgot about that. Zarzul, Malgern, Rain. Give me wisdom saves -2. Well, a d20 -2. Because there's also the horses.
Oh, shit.
Well, the one horse is perfectly happy.
Castalia's horse stands its ground. It's been trained. The other two are horribly unsettled. They are bucking, they are throwing their heads in panic, they are looking to try and run and jostling against the restrictions you've got on them. I'm trying to remember the name of it, like the yoke. The act.
That's
Yeah,
always
we're
going
hitting-
to try and calm them down.
I mean, you're good at animal handling, right, Rain?
Because I was actually gonna, I'm heading over there to calm the other one down.
Well, what are you doing? That's the main thing. What's your action? How are you trying to calm them?
I'm trying to grab a hold of the reins and give him a pat and calm them down.
Alright, so you grab yourself.
Punch you.
I'm trying to communicate with them. Badly.
Oh, we got a possible Doolittle here.
Probably because they can't understand your own chattering teeth of fear.
Yeah, you two are both terrified at the moment as well. And let's see. Rain, you managed to calm yours down. Zarzul, not as lucky. It's still clattering around. It's still throwing its feet up and rearing. Luckily, it's not. It's a panicking horse, so it's pretty easy to just step back and avoid the flailing hoofs, but it's not settling at the moment.
Are they hooked up to the cart, or are they?
Yeah,
off
they're
it?
still hooked up, which is why they haven't just bolted.
If we can sort of get them at least going in the right direction, we'll be probably better off. So we may as well get moving.
So you're not heading to the
We're heading
camp?
in the
See if they get
opposite
to the-
direction, right?
Yep. In any direction that's away from the sound.
And the heroes bravely ran away, ran away. Okay, I'll just
At what
bin
point
these
have
two
we claimed to be
encounters.
heroes.
Well, you're meant to be adventurers at the least. So that's it, you're just going to saddle up and head back on the road?
Yep.
I mean, the majority of the
please.
party is scared shitless.
Well, it's time to marshal that fear. I mean, you do feel it dwindling as you're just standing around here. Because the source of whatever terrified you is not visible. You just know it's somewhere to the south. But yes, you all hop into the wagon. It takes a few judicious pulls and tugs on the rein in order to get the other horse under control, but it sees that everyone has calmed down, They're pack animals, or herd animals, correction, so they settle down a bit quicker. Especially when it looks over at Castalia's, who is just completely stoic. A bit like the rider at times. You weave and bob, heading through the trees back onto the main road, looking for the scuffed path that you used. And there you are again, on this dirt road. It's very well worn, practically bare. The sun is shining high, the air is a little chilled. The clouds are heavy, though. It is greyness all above. So, very familiar for you, Siegfried. Zarzul, you see none of this.
Yep.
And as you look back down the road, you can see, far in the south distance, strange, misshapen, humanoidish looking figures. They're sort of congealing together from that distance. It's hard to get a proper head count.
Somebody use our spyglass.
I grabbed the spyglass to take a look.
Oh, well, you don't see anything, Rain.
Oh, never mind.
Zarzul's the only one who can see this.
Okay.
Far beyond
I
your
can't
range
see
of vision,
past
you can
6
see these figures moving.
Is a interesting thing. I'm going to put a spyglass to my eye and see if it looks closer. They look the same distance.
All you see through the spyglass is darkness.
Darkness.
I mean, as you move around a bit, you can see there's the road, there's the tree line in grayscale, but you don't see any sign of figures.
Strange. Some form of spirits following us or something. I don't know.
What spirits?
He's so confused, he grew an accent.
Are you feeling okay, buddy? You don't.
No.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Yes. No, not you. As I kind of
Maybe-
interject between Rain and
I'm
Zarzul.
gonna pray to my god for guidance. I think at this point in the back of the cart.
Yeah, can someone
What?
do me a favor and just check the stream for a second? Because I'm looking at OBS and where it should have a green square, it's flashing red and yellow.
Ooh.
Yeah, hold on, let me boot it up.
Considering I'm on a static image, that's a little worrying.
That happens to me sometimes too. Could just be your internet connection.
Oh, I'm dropping frames constantly also.
Again, static image. You probably don't need all the frames. Oh. Why did it send me to a video of 30 minutes ago?
Oh, there's apparently certainly a problem if it's thinking.
Oh no. I just it looks fine to me.
How does
Okay.
it sound?
I sound fine.
Do we all sound okay then?
Yeah, we sound fine. Because I'm listening to my past self.
Okay. It's okay. I've dropped 3,602 frames, but that's okay.
Oh, only 3,000 over the course of the whole stream? You're fine.
What the fuck? Okay.
Well, I still turn to Zarzul and I go, okay, what exactly is going on?
I
I
listen
see.
in intently. I don't trust this.
I see strange humanoid figures back there, sort of shadows or something. I don't know. They were on the stairs back in Prenda's place of yeah.
I immediately perk up at the mention of that name again.
Alright, so you're seeing creature things that nobody else can see.
And he didn't tell you about.
Why didn't you tell us about these things when they were on the stairs?
They didn't seem to be bothering you, and I wanted out of there.
Okay. So potentially we have some sort of questionable creature following us. Specifically you.
Possibly me, but it could also be your ex-boyfriend's doing,
Hmm.
which means they might be following you.
Either of them would not be very pleasant. Shit. Now I have to figure out what to do about that.
And so the
Meantime,
party
I'm gonna
continued to
start-
ride in Trundle.
I'm
Can you give us a description? What is it? What does it look like?
You remember, Zarzul, that they seemed to have a distinct head, although slightly closer to the shoulders. They had 2 arms, 2 legs. They had no features, however, and the fingers were long and sharp. To your
I
eyes, they were
described them as
indistinct. Their
like-
outlines sort of bled into each other, and against the walls, it was hard to tell they were even there.
Alright, so I'm gonna think. Is there anything that I know of that even remotely plugs into that?
I mean, there's a lot of different kinds of undead and specters and spirits, and that place down there was weird. But I'll give you a religion check for it. At
They
disadvantage.
also weren't actually undead, as far as I can tell.
Yeah, but she doesn't know that. Unless you
Well,
tell her.
I don't know. I'm more thinking. I'm worried about it being demonic.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. Undead, I can deal with. I mean, I smack them over the head with a mace.
Well, you tried to. And look where that got
yeah.
you.
Yeah, but the demonic things I'm more worried about.
You're
Anyways,
thinking
it was
about it,
the-
and nothing specific really comes up. It could have just been a ghost. Maybe it was a shadow. Maybe, but you're not entirely sure.
I don't know.
Shadows
exactly
at least don't
what
have distinct legs. They very much stick onto the ground.
Are the legs distinct?
They were.
Hmm.
They had 2 legs.
We could be dealing with a very, very pissed off spirit. That's entirely probable.
All right, well then just banish it.
They
Or-
weren't undead.
They weren't. Oh yeah, because when we went down there, I didn't see any.
Well, also, he's got a sense for it.
Well, yeah, but I was also when we were going down. I was using a thing where I could see undead, and it didn't pop up at the time. So this isn't undead.
This. Look, Cornelius. Could these possibly be magical in nature?
I would need to know if I could do a Arcana check or something.
If you want to think it over, think about the various creatures. Let's see. I should just keep this sheet up. Oh, also I'll need Hateful Horrors and the monster that kills Siegfried.
Oh, that's the best list.
Let's see here. So you're trying to mull it over using... There we go. You're thinking about it now. Magic has been accused of creating various kinds of creatures, but they're usually more dramatic, more outlandish than just a pointy-fingered human who's invisible, or a ghost, or indistinct. It doesn't... Maybe, but it doesn't seem like anything you've heard of or read about.
Maybe more answers will be forthcoming when we can open the book.
True.
What if it's the book they're going after?
What if?
If that's the case, then we really need to find the keys and find out what's in it.
They were there before we got to the books, and before we had the book.
It could have been, though, that they were there waiting to try to get to the book.
I mean, it's been a few weeks, so I'll remind. When you first walked down the stairs, there was clawing and scraping sounds that you all heard. And when you walked up, you all saw that there were holes in the walls. And Zarzul, only you saw that there were so many of them filling those holes. So many. You know, it's been a fortnight or so, so just in case you forgot.
That would be a lovely thing to tell us.
We had other issues at the time.
Well, I'm saying that would be a lovely thing to tell us now while we're trying to figure it out.
Shh, no metagaming.
Someone keep an eye on them, and as I take the book, I'll try to do some identifying on the book.
Okay.
See if I can kind of
As you're jostling
get
around the
something
road.
out of.
I shouldn't have closed this bloody sheet. I keep doing that by accident. Alright, as you're trundling along on the road, that's where you're going, by the way. You're all going north. You realize there's a few things to identify. There is the locks and also the book. So what are you going to identify first?
I think I'll try it with the book first. Just kind of get a cursory to see if there's something.
As you do so, there is a sharp pain in your head. It's not damaging, but you get this enormous swirl of information just driving against your head. But not in a elucidating kind of way. You're not being told things. You're not learning things in jump lore. You're just being assaulted with just so much kind of thoughts and sensations in it. And it's just a battering wall that blocks it out. And the most you come away with is, oh yeah, this has necromancy. This has a lot of schools of necromancy to it. And it definitely feels like a spellbook. One that's had a lot of work in it.
Ugh.
And one that doesn't take kindly to just any old wizard popping their eyes against it.
A new spell book for Droop? No?
I think Droop's eyes would melt out of his head if he tried to look at this.
Ah, damn, they figured it out.
The bad news is we're going to need to get somebody to read it.
I volunteer the cleric.
I volunteer the cleric.
Yeah! Yeah. You know I'm talking about you,
You don't know if she's volunteering as
ours.
Zarzul or not.
No, I'm volunteering the cleric that actually understands magic.
Yeah!
You know, the magician, the wizard, who understands magic.
I was going to suggest the better wizard.
I'm a
Oh,
little
true.
worried about that because at least I know some of the stuff that was in there.
Yeah, no, that's
Like-
fine. You're expendable.
And
Yeah.
And
How did
specific-
you handle a reanimate dead scroll?
okay, to be fair, you don't throw it into the fire. I was in a bit of a
You
bad mood.
wanted to fight him.
That's
You
not to
wanted to fight. Just read the book.
I ignore the dwarf and I look
I
at
can't
Cornelius and I say flat out, If I look into this and something goes wrong, you'll be able to handle it. If you look at it and something goes wrong, then we've got a far more powerful wizard to deal with. Because let's be realistic here. I'm not a good wizard. I'm a cleric. I heal things. You're a wizard.
That's the most true thing you've said so far.
And because of that, if something goes wrong, I'd much rather it go wrong with me than go wrong with you.
Fair enough.
I love how we're arguing over who gets to read this book when it still has 3 big magical locks on it.
Yeah, but I was about to mention that there's still locks on it. We're not going to read it at the moment.
Also, Castalia, now that you're here, give me a wisdom save from something that happened earlier.
Oh, he actually. Someone tried to force open the book, didn't they?
No.
No.
It was another roar.
You mustn't read from the
You
book.
too, like the others except for Cornelius, were shaken to your core for a moment by an unholy, horrendous noise coming from the south, which is why the party are now heading north.
Oh, of course.
On the bright side, your horse was completely unflapped.
Well,
Your horse
a
was the only
horse.
one that could.
But as you continue along the road, Zarzul, are you looking back now and again?
Yeah, I'm checking back there.
They are getting further into the distance. They seem to just be moving at a normal walking speed. And soon they are out of your vision. Along with most of the world, in fact, but, out of your unusual vision. And up ahead...
I let the party know,
Oh.
and wonder if they might be part of the steer trap. A lingering effect that if we could open the book and find out how Prended actually designed that stair thing, it might be useful to know.
Well, let me take a look at the locks themselves. The book is overwhelming. I couldn't get much from a cursory glance, but maybe the locks themselves.
As another 10 minutes pass
careful.
by, it's a little awkward to look at because you see him, write down a magic circle in chalk. He's laying out his candles, and he's doing this on top of the snail shell because everywhere else is just filled with people, gold, a few cursory boxes. It's pretty packed in there. Your ass is to elbows. But what you do find out is there is mighty glyphs on this. There is protective magic. There is evocation.
Okay, we do not touch these locks.
I could have told you that.
Yes,
I'm
but now
going
we
to take your
know
word
why.
for it.
And up ahead, whoever's driving, I assume probably Siegfried or Malgern.
I mean, yeah, one of us is driving, and if he's driving, I'm probably still up there with him because it's fucking crowded back there.
Oh yeah. You can see up ahead a couple of mounted men in plate armor, along with armored men who are just walking alongside in scattered formation. Let's see here.
Do they make any motion towards us, or
They're motioning, they're walking. They're on the road as well. Let me just reveal. There we go. And you're coming from this direction.
Don't forget to come with some information for those of us who are vision impaired, because I cannot see the map on this
Yeah, like
app.
it's just a road going north, and the trees cleared a bit, and you can see that there's 2 mounted knights and a scattering of people in. It looks like sort of chains, some medium, chains, some breastplates. They're all armed with spears, swords, and crossbows, and they're sort of marching in a bit of a skirmishing formation, scattered about.
are they paying attention to us, or are they just
Oh yeah. Well, I mean,
okay?
they're definitely looking your direction, but they've all got helmets and masks on.
I didn't know if they were just like patrolling, looking for something else,
Yeah.
but they're clearly paying attention to us.
Yeah.
Do these
Well-
look like a proper outfitted group, or is this a band of mercenaries?
Yeah, you can
from
see that
ragtag
the
gear?
knights have large plumes and tabards of. Actually, let me just double check here because it's a while since I set this map up. Which knights are these? Because it's hard to find ones with the right knightly order colors, so let's see here. Okay, so there, this one, let me just check what I called them in the Raxis folder. Okay. These guys have tabards and feathers in their helmets and whatnot decorations, mainly of a pink color. The ones walking on foot, are not adorned. Their outfits are strange. They have more of a sort of more of a curve pattern to them. They've got some links of cloth wrapped around, but it's all very brown, sandy sort of colors.
Can I identify their uniforms or anything? Or what
Yeah, you can give me a history check.
history?
Yep. Yeah, with your... Well, you see, thankfully it's a low DC because of your mercenary knowledge. You've seen a few guys who have gear like this here, and I need to double check again, because again I set this one up a while ago. Let's see, yeah. These guys are mercenaries, and, well, you don't know if these are mercenaries or not, but you know that the region they came from is Jurat, which is a kingdom much further to the east, which is sort of, it's half desert, half verdant Portland, with lots of savanna. So these are men of usually sort of rougher soldiers. Pretty good. Most people would rate them a good solid 6 out of 10. Would hire again. with a low incidence rate of raping and pillaging.
Damn, that's a lot higher rating than me.
Yeah,
I mean, what?
To be fair, one dwarf ranks him pretty low compared to a company of mercenaries. But as it is, they're walking in a nice skirmish formation, and you're not seeing any banners. You're not seeing any big advertisements about them. Just the style of their armor.
Okay.
So you're not sure what company they might be part of. Maybe that's, sometimes when mercenaries are hired on, they're not meant to fly their own colors until their job's done.
Or maybe they're not even on it. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
weird.
But their armor is definitely distinct looking from the other duration mercenaries that you found back on the road being slaughtered by ballistas.
Okay.
This looks
So
a
they're
bit higher
different than the
quality.
other guys.
Do you just rock on up to them?
I assume we're far enough back where we can talk and they can't hear us, yes?
Oh yeah, you've still got a few leagues to go.
Yeah.
At this point, I point out, I think we need that cover story now.
Which
we are
one were going with?
currently on our way to deliver the shell to Gerald Monhaven.
Alright, so we're going with the excuse that we are merchants. Alright, easy peasy.
Yes.
Is that what we're going
Uh,
with?
I'm going to make a suggestion. Dwarfs, don't even. My suggestion was going to be that clearly, since you are so physically able, everybody would believe you're a mercenary. So you're in charge of the mercenary. You're in charge of all the people we've got here to take care of us that are actually the merchants.
He's just, security detail.
My suggestion would be, Cornelius, you and I could be the quote-unquote merchants because you're high class enough that people will believe that in 2 seconds. And I actually know merchant things.
You know money.
I know money too. But alright, so considering we're already airing out everything I bloody know, my parents were merchants. So if I actually have to talk to merchants, it won't be completely unbelievable that we're merchants.
All right.
This is a good time for everyone to chip in and talk here.
I was supposed to say, does anybody have any objections with this plan? Cornelius and I, merchants, everybody else, mercenary.
What about Zarzul?
Hey,
Well-
Zarzul, I mean, let's face it, kobolds are known for trying to murder
Yeah.
things, so I...
Well, you're obviously selling them.
And the tiefling?
Well, the tiefling ain't that weird. You all are part of the mercenary band.
Okay.
They're under you.
Zarzul is currently sweeping
I
up the
puff up
cart
and
to
mention
get rid of any gold that's still lying around.
My horse.
And then you also look back at the wolf, goblin, and owlbear.
Oh yeah.
We're merchants with a side of entertainment.
Could we be a band of adventurers hired to get the shell?
Only
Slight-
issue I'm worried about is. Oh, hold on. Sorry about that. The only issue I'm worried about if we're just adventurers, somebody, number one, might try to hire us, and we don't have a good excuse why not. And two, the people on the other end don't actually know we're coming. So we're mostly coming, and we're using that as an excuse as to who we're seeking out to try to buy the thing.
If we're bringing the shell to someone, doesn't that already mean we're on a job and we're completing it? So they likely wouldn't try and hire us.
They would once we get there and we've completed it, though.
We already have another job on the way out.
Yeah,
I mean, also
it's
look at
previous
yourselves.
hire.
Do you seem hireable? Do you seem like the
No.
first choice?
And I'm thinking to myself, well, I definitely am hireable. I don't know the rest of these assholes, but Gurn feels pretty good about himself right now.
Not to mention with how many goods we've actually got in the cart, it's not hard to believe we're actually merchants.
Yeah.
We're high class merchants with high class items.
In this scraggly cart.
And a scraggly cart. Well, hey, that's actually really easy to get by on, just because hey, our cart kind of got jacked up by those ogres. That's an easy way to either the ogres or one of those other creatures on the road.
The patrol has stopped in position and is waiting for you to come up to them. The durations have their crossbows drawn. But the knight's up front. He has his hand on his sword handle, but he's just keeping it there in the sheath. The other hand coming up to signal that you stop.
I suggest we stop.
Yep, I suggest we stop.
Are you all done with your conversations?
Yeah.
Have we settled on what we are?
Yeah, I can go with it.
Guess so.
Right, so Cornelius, let's have you do most of the talking.
Oh, great.
Well, at this point, you don't want the kobold talking,
Nope.
I'm assuming.
Nope. Cornelius have
You
already
haven't
put
told
his...
me not to yet.
Yeah, Cornelius already has his hand across the maw of Sasul to make sure he's not the first one to yell out.
As that could be bad.
Hold there! What's your business on our roads, in our kingdom of Raxis?
We are but humble merchants on a way for a delivery.
Merchant, you say? His eyes sort of well, the helmet turns to Castalia on horseback, the mossy, soaked tiefling. And then across what he thinks are two dwarves up front, one of them pretty skinny. Yes, I can see that. Well then, you'll have no problem relinquishing your goods for a customs check.
Not at all. Are there perhaps some sort of contraband?
Exactly. This is a time of war. We don't want everything just brought into our country. Just
Fair
pull up on
enough.
the side here, and we'll expect what you've got. Are you allowing this?
I'm fully on board with it.
I don't think.
They've got more of us than.
All right, you there, Bonito. Guide their horses. And the duration is going to walk up. Look at you. You can see that there's eye holes in the mask, but the rest of his face is completely covered. And he just leads you over to the side, off the road itself. Castalia is expected to follow. Does she do so? There we go, then. That's right, you're not able to move the horse token. Alright, then let's have a look here. You lot, keep your eyes open. You two with me. As he gestures for two more of the durations to come over. Geraldo, keep your eyes peeled. Calling out to the other knight. Alright then. He dismounts, and you see that he stands a good head taller than Cornelius. He's a pretty tall human. in full plate armor, full regalia. Everything about his gear looks not just flashy, but well worn. Yes. Is this your first time in Raxis?
Yes, I believe so.
Yes, well, allow me to introduce how this works. I am a knight of the Azael Court. We are the ruling class of this country, and we will be after this petty squabble is sorted out. And as such, we are here to protect the roads, we were here to protect the kingdom. So all of you out, let's have a look at you. Bring out anything from that wagon. We will check it over, do not try to hide anything.
At this point, I kind of raise my hand and suggest, I'm not sure if we can remove the snail shell. Would you mind? It's heavy.
We'll get to that in a moment. First of all of you disembark where we can see you.
Alright. I go to get out, and I go to take Pufflesworth with me.
He allows so. The knight does not really even bat an eye at the owlbear. He does notice the small kobold, though. Ah, more non-humans.
Hello, Fred.
Yes, you can keep that to yourself. Are those animals trained? As he gestures to the owlbear, the kobold, and the wolf.
The wolf very much. The owlbear mostly so. It's mostly just trying to get him not to chew on the wood.
Yes, we'll keep it on that leash then. If it goes out of line, we will put it down. That leaves 3 others still in the wagon. Cornelius.
Well, I'm out. I assume that was all out. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're out. What about Droop?
Oh, yeah,
I held
just-
Droop
I
down.
didn't realize I had to token.
Yep. Droop hops on down.
Yeah, I'm gonna flank my merchant friend here.
Bringing one of those in. Right. All right. Let's see what you're bringing with you. You're vaunting. You're lauding yourself as merchants. You, Bonito, check the shell. Make sure there's nothing inside it.
There is gold in there.
It's
I
not
think we
coin
moved
we're
it over
worried
to the
about.
chest.
Let's see. Let's get Castalia's horse out of the way. So, what are you showing him? As he asked to see your wares.
I would literally everything that's not on our person. Yeah, I'd be spreading, including like the mirror and all those other fun things. Although I'm gonna pretend the book's kind of staying off to the side because that's not necessarily pleasant. But yeah, I just start spreading everything out.
All right, get the boxes open.
Oh, I thought. Yeah, well, I thought there were soldiers who were looking in there. I didn't know it was to us who was saying it.
Oh no, I'm saying it
That
to
was
you guys.
soldiers.
Because if Rain's let
Okay.
everything out, that includes the jewelry box and stuff. And the message tube and whatnot.
No, I wouldn't have put those out if they haven't been locked. If they haven't been unlocked.
Well, in that case, Bonito mentions, sir, there's a couple of boxes they haven't laid out here. Well, let's see what you have then. Open this up.
I look at Cornelius.
Unfortunately, that is a private transport. We do not have the keys for these.
Do you have papers for them?
I'm afraid not. You're welcome to take them into custody if you believe so.
He gives it a look over, sees the spike still out of it. I see it's been tampered with.
Yes, there was someone who tried to sneak into our camp. He did not make it far.
I see. Geraldo, over here. The knight galloping over, looking very stylish. His gear a little less worn, but again, same sort of color scheme to him. What do you make of this? Well, it looks rather expensive, pretty fine. I believe I have a few things like this in my own home. Yes, very well. We'll be taking this then. Can't have any untrustworthy product being drawn into the kingdom.
Very well.
What about that tube there? Messenger case?
Actually, this was more of a curiosity we found on the way. There was a lot of other transports. Perhaps this is one of yours. I figured since there were trouble here, it would be best not to leave that on the road.
He offers his hand
Perhaps
to take
you
it.
could give it to... Yeah, I handed it over.
Yeah, he gives it a look over. No, none of official seals match any of the families. Is light enough? Nah. Very well, you may keep a hold of this. That is a lot of free coin you have. All in gold as well. I'm guessing you're more of a luxury merchantile.
Well, most certainly.
Although you seem to be lacking in stock. I see here a few mirrors and a large shell.
The shell's mostly what we're going to peddle right now. Unfortunately, we kind of ran out on the road. Things haven't been exactly easy going.
Yes, we'll be putting them at the right soon enough, as soon as the Cerule will give up. Damn loyalists.
We also had a huge band of ogres that were shooting pretty much entire trees down at us on the way over.
We didn't think any of that horde got outside. Very well, we'll
They
see
got
to them
all the-
shortly enough. How far away were they?
Technically, I think they were past. Those were past the walls, weren't they? I
That
looked
was
to the
a
other
bit before I think that was before we got into the walls.
Yeah, it was technically right before the wall. According to the people in the town, just afterwards, they'd been through the town a couple times.
I see. That's unfortunate, but we cannot travel beyond our boundaries, certainly not in this time of trouble. You understand, of course.
Oh, certainly. There's a war on.
There is. He slowly starts to approach the group, giving them all a once-over. He turns back to look at Siegfried. You're very tall for a dwarf.
I had a growth problem when I was younger.
And you there, wizard. No, sorry, he wouldn't say that. He wouldn't know. You there, boss man. A goblin?
Yes. Me. A curiosity. An interesting experiment of mine. See how far he makes it.
I don't think he'll be doing much for your business. Well, keep a tight hold on him. We don't allow those in our kingdom. If he gets free, he will be put to death.
Mighty well.
If only we'd done the same with the Greyskins. You there, you have the look of a stout military fellow, as he looks over at Malgern. What's your business with this
Yes.
lot?
Well, he wanted protection. He pays, just like anyone else.
You there, horned woman? Are you also bodyguard, or is he selling you?
One before the other.
Oh, I think Rain's broke.
She looks like she'd be a fair price. Silence, Geraldo. You, little dragon man, up here.
Yes, friend?
I start clenching my teeth when he says yes, friend. I'm
Yes, you keep that wolf in line. Any unattended animal will be dealt with. You yourself, do not cross the line. Do I make myself clear?
Of course, friend.
We tolerate your race here, but we do not need you going off on your own. Stay within the city limits if you don't wish for trouble.
No, no. Trouble is never good for business.
Good. Let's see now. Well, this all seems to be in order. However, we will be taking a 10% customs tax.
Certainly.
Bonito, you and your boys help yourselves. And they take, of course, 10% from your gold stock in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
They also take the jewelry box. And then they come to that small little box. You going to open this one? Or is this another
That's the one
special
with the
consignment?
No. That's the one with the snake he's talking about, right?
Yep.
And I kind of open it up.
Inside there is the clockwork snake, which rises up to full size. The fangs just moving in and out, and it just sits there for a moment. Dangerous looking little novelty.
An interesting little curiosity we found on the way. Figure there must be some entertainment to a sort.
Found on the way with teeth like that.
Oh, we checked
No.
it over.
Well, what does it do then?
Well, as a matter of fact, if you put it down, it'll slither around and it'll follow whoever took it out.
He just sets his foot on top of a lid and closes it over again. I see. So you're only here for business.
Yes.
Very well. You there, dwarf, however. What's your name?
Is he actually talking to me? Or
Yeah, he's talking
Or
to
the
you.
half door.
talking to me? I am Malgurin Torbier, humble mercenary.
When you get to town, your contract ends. You should seek us out. We could always do with more men defending the realm. Offer
I
fair
will
pay and a noble
certainly-
cause.
I will certainly consider that.
All right, then. I believe our business is finished here. Again, stick to the city. Do not wander in the wilds. Currently, the west side is the territory of a massive horde of Grabnadger the Choker. You're also not permitted anywhere near the castle grounds. And you will need written permission in order to enter the noble quarter. The rest of the city is still a free area. You all understand?
Understandably. Crystal.
Good. Welcome to the kingdom of Raxis. And they all
Thank you.
shuffle aside, leaving the road open for you. And you all just head on, yes?
And yep.
Sorry, what were we going to say?
No, I just said yep.
Okay. And you all continue onwards, yes?
Yes.
Don't want to ask any questions?
You want
I
to
don't
get a
think you want
receipt
to
for the receipt for the tax they collected.
Oh, yes, of course. No, he's quite willing.
What?
He's quite willing to. You do get a hastily written receipt. He actually does seem a little embarrassed that he didn't provide one immediately.
I thought it was robbery.
Only the gold is written on it.
Oh.
As expected. As expected.
If there's anything else you want to ask, just reminding people, now you have someone who's local.
I
Oh,
think
is it-
I'd rather check out in town and not one of the actual parties in this.
Yeah, these are one of the parties we're going to have to sort of skirt around.
Or you could just cut them down now and save yourselves a problem.
No.
There's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mercenaries and 2 knights. You could take them.
Some
Because we
heavy plate
might
mail.
not be fighting them. We might end up working with them. We don't know.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute.
Exactly.
Oh,
right.
hell,
Your
the
options.
dwarf is going off the rails.
No, I just want to.
How many action surges can it do?
Hold on. I'm pretty sure I could take them. I feel pretty confident that I could.
As you start to roll along between the groups, you just flex. You don't know why, really. You just give a flex. You almost knock Siegfried off the side of a wagon. But you feel reassured in the surge of strength you have.
Yeah. I'm just like, these guys are cake. They're pansy knights. Look at them. They're playing with their banners.
Fucking dwarf.
Oh. And I was just say, well, Cornelius isn't particularly touched by this. This is fucking stressful for me as a player because holy shit, I am not comfortable lying through my fucking teeth.
Excellent.
And as you roll
Holy
onwards
shit.
and onwards, there's still a lot of little splinter paths, but it's a main road just going straight north. And then you see it's rising through a mist of the air. Before you are 2 large, rounded towers. They look about maybe 6 stories high, maybe 7. You can see the grand wall. What you thought was part of the grey sky is actually just massive battlements. Just stretching off to the east, to the west. The great stone walls of the border of Raxis. And as you draw closer, the trees slowly part away. You'd start to see open fields, small hills and mounds, great flowering areas, and then arable land, harvested and worked. And you see the great gate, or at least the frame of that gate. The main thing itself shattered, burnt. There's great scuffs and marks made in the towers at their base. Chunks missing. Workmen toiling tirelessly. There are a few scattered knights, some with blue, some with pink on them. There is swarms of mercenaries bustling around their units. But honestly, they're not actually paying a whole lot of attention to you. They're more focused on, one side's working on one side's working on the other, and now and again there's glares. There's glances. It's 2 sides who are against each other working close together right now. Until you get actually to the gate itself, to that grand void of where entry could have been blocked before, when another knight hails you. This one's a lot less fancy, dressed in a blue tabard. Ah, hail there, hail. You are travellers into the kingdom of Raxis, yes?
Yes.
Just give me one moment here as he brings out a roll. I require your names and your reason for travel.
Hang on, let me just check if I actually wrote this down.
Or are you going to use the secret identity Siegfried made?
No.
I was about to say, that's kind of gone off anyways, because Malgern just went and said his real name.
Oh, this was a mile or 2 back.
Still.
I mean, how do you know it's my real name? It's the name it's the name you know me as. Just give me something to think about.
Well, none of y'all know my real name yet, so.
Yeah.
I don't care.
I'm the merchant Corliss Kane.
Corliss Kane, yes, of course. And you can see he's writing a bit extra as well. He might be trying to scribble down a brief description. And of course, he's pointing his quill at the rest of you as well. Are you giving your actual names or alternate names?
Rain.
Do you have a surname, miss?
I do not.
The helmet tilts a little bit at that, but he just writes it down anyway. You there, the skinny dwarf.
Siegfried and Ham.
Ah, Mr. Random. Points his quill at someone else. Probably Castalia, she's the outrider.
Castalia von Tamla.
Castalia von... There's a moment of indecision. You see the quills slowly turn for a moment. As he looks at the devil riding her horse. Could you repeat that, please?
Von Talia.
Von Talia. Castalia von Talia. Right. Anyone else in there? As he gives a rap to the side of the wagon.
Let's see. Yeah, hello, Frank.
Oh, hello there. You one of the Renenbox?
Rambox?
No, Renenbock. I guess not then.
Renenbock.
We have a clutch of your kind working the mines here.
Ah, yes. I shall have to visit them. It's so interesting to visit the other clans.
Well, just be careful, alright? The Azael aren't very fond of people who aren't... What's the
Yes,
word
I
for it?
haven't
The
know-
standard, I suppose?
Yeah,
You'll find none of
got
that problem with the
impression
Cerule.
earlier.
We are of the people.
Oops, sorry, I accidentally clicked something. No, just ignore
Okay.
that.
Yep, I will. You have nothing to fear so long as you stick with the blue, my friend.
Yep, no worries. I shall keep out of trouble.
Good to hear. Your name?
Spiv.
Spiv. No clutch name?
Not anymore, unfortunately.
Ah, well, it can be
My-
rough everywhere. Fair enough, Spiv. You there, the stout fellow.
I just had that name.
Did you just say your name?
No.
Oh, for the love of all that is holy.
Gardrak. Yeah, Gardrak.
Gardrak?
Yes.
Okay.
Gardrak.
No clan?
Alderfist. Clan Alderfist.
Old fist. Well, they're not local anyway. Wouldn't expect as much. Well, welcome to the Kingdom of Raxis. As you know, well, you might have known, we're having a bit of a problem here. But keep your nose down. Everything should be fine. We are keeping the city defended. You can assure it will never fall. But, are you aware of what's going on here?
Vaguely, but we're here to deliver some items. We're looking for Giral Monhaven.
Off Monhavi. Yeah, well, he'll be in the Noble Quarter. That's all been locked up, but it's easy enough to get access if you're expected.
No, excellent.
If you want a bit more elucidation, the king was brutally murdered by the dishonorable Kerr Volef, head of the Azael Knights. They believe they're doing this for a new Raxis, but all they're bringing is problems and despair. And they're not even assisting properly against the great horde of Grabnajevich and his Orkan regime.
Yes, we ran into those orcish fellows on the way here.
I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully you're all alright.
Yes,
We
and we
lost
dealt
our-
with several of them.
We lost our regular cart and have been reduced to this thing.
Well, it looks pretty high quality. You were lucky enough there.
It suffices.
Well, may fortune find the rest of your business. You can carry on ahead there.
Anywhere you would recommend for the settling down, for rest, tavern?
The actual city's still a few days away, I'm afraid. There are a few camps of people who decided not to trust the walls. You might be able to hunker down with them, but they're more likely to, unfortunately, make use of anything in your cart while you're not looking. People get desperate in these times.
Expected.
Best bet is to stay together, keep a large fire, and try to stay more to the west. The further east you go, the more chance you'll have of one of those raiding parties to split off from the main armies. In the actual city itself, there's a great many places where you can rest yourselves, get settled, and start up your business again. And remember, you can always trust your boys in blue. As he slams a fist against his chest and you hear a clank against his armor.
Well, thank you, good sir. We'll certainly keep that in mind.
Very well. Have a good day. If you just... Oh, I should point out. You just keep going along this road and stay on, well, basically the largest path. It'll eventually turn. But you just keep going on this main-looking road and you'll be fine. We've had to pull down the signage, of course, just in case of orc raiders. Not a lot do, but some do speak enough common and read it enough.
And we found that out.
Yes. There's nothing off to the west anyway. There's a few temples to the old elementals, and there's the trade harbor, but that's been shut down. Mainly because it's been held by those dacid flowery boys. As he looks back to the south to see one of the groups pattering about in their clanking armor. Damned as ales. But you won't have any worries
Rest of
inside the city. All drink.
What happened to the rest of the royal family?
I'm afraid we're not aware.
Yeah, well.
Those damned as ales hold the castle, hold most of the territory, but that's because we're focused on keeping the people safe and keeping back that orc horde. Without us, there wouldn't be a kingdom left. Don't you worry, though. There's still royal blood in this kingdom. Soon we'll push that usurper off the throne, and Raxis will be great again. That is just a comment on it being great. It's not a reference.
I know. That's
Why, thank you very much. You've been very informative. We appreciate it most greatly.
Well, it's what we do, ma'am.
I signal for us to get going.
Do you?
I'm going.
and I will follow Cornelius.
Well,
We
she
found
wants
the
to go.
cart.
There's 5 of you left to make a decision.
Whoever has the reins, are we moving?
Yeah. Well, does Cornelius hop back on the cart?
I never left the card.
Yeah.
But we've been speaking from
He
the
did-
card.
Yeah, he
Oh.
didn't ask you to come off it.
Oh, right. That was the last time we had to get out of the cart last.
Yeah.
And I'll go back up front, probably with Siegfried.
Nothing you want to ask before you go.
Nothing I'm interested in.
I was about to
Thanks,
say,
man.
I'm thinking that both of these people up front, not the best source of information, because they're clearly pulling for both teams. And I'd rather get into the actual city and find out what's going on.
What's the state of the orcish attacks?
Rather huge, I'm afraid, ma'am. They've been battering the walls now and again, but fortunately, Their chieftain is an ignoramus. He wants to take the city. He doesn't really care about the rest of the area. So long as you stay within the walls, you should be fine.
Thank you.
But as always, be careful and be safe in your travels. Always stay together. That it?
All right. Thank you.
And so you set off once more. Now that you've got a little bit more... Well, you're actually on the artistic representation now. You can see where you guys are.
Oh, can we?
You have just passed the wall. Now, you can't actually see where you are, but you got an idea of where you are. And to the right there, in the middle right, is Raxis City itself. See, it finally came in handy. You now have a map. And as you're trundling along, it's nice to get a break from all the trees. It's just open, wide fields. You can actually see, even this close to the gates, there are scattered little camps of peasantry and all milling around. There's some business owners who have taken most of their store with them, it looks like, and just set up as much of a temporary house as they can. Gathered around campfires, just milling around. It seems like they're feeling like this is near enough to the exit, basically, to be safe enough to settle. The hours pass with further travel. There's not a lot actually going on, to be fair, as you're rolling around. It's been sort of tamed land. But for the most part, it's just a normal autumn, grey, dull day. The sunlight sinking. The wind's rather coarse. But I mean, most of you are in the awning, so it's fine. Now and again, you are starting to see traffic on the road itself. Primarily small groups of mounted warriors. Some of them bearing the blue and pink. A few, though, of different sort of makes of armor and whatnot. There's more durations. There's a few who have more sort of intimidating armor from the looks of it. Proper metal grotesques along the face to cover them. And then, as the night dwindles on, darkness starts to creep in, and you find yourself just at the beginning of the tree edge. You're still on the main road. There's still little bits of splinter paths and whatnot. There is a few small shacks, actually, though they look already occupied by numerous barded horses from outside them. If you're going to rock up, it looks like you'll be doing it either in the trees or in the clearing.
Well, we could probably get off the road now that we have at least car for ourselves. With my house.
True, and if we end up going to...
I'd be more interested in making sure nothing goes missing from the cart.
Yeah, if we go off the path a little bit, and we can hide, if we can do anything to kind of hide the cart, as long as we put the cart somewhat close to where the windows are, we could keep an eye on it.
Give me your
probably
passive
unlikely
perceptions. Who's got 15 or higher?
A passive?
Yeah, I'll check Cornelius' sheet for him. Okay, 13.
I'm 17.
15.
Well, Zargil, sadly you can't see it. You can hear it, though. But Rain, you're the one who catches it. In the air, there's a good flapping back and forth, and you can see that you can just about make it out. There are pigeons. Proud messenger birds. There's a flock of them going up north from where you just passed by.
I did? When?
Huh. So where did they go?
As you can see, they're heading north. At that point, of course, you lose sight of them because horizon and trees and whatnot. You can make an assumption they're probably heading for the city.
Okay, yeah. So something's from that direction head. Okay, that's of an interesting note. Let's see if we can get a little further off of the path itself so that people don't see the wagon. And then we just have to make sure we've got eyes out for the watch. Otherwise, we're risking turning around and all our gold is gone.
The only thing of importance.
No, because I think that's shell is our ticket, but I don't think they're going to wander off with the shell.
You could just take the chest into the hut.
Yeah, we could
True.
do
That
too,
yeah,
yeah.
that's true. Listen to the wizard.
No, I do like that idea. But yeah, we'll still need somebody watching to make sure somebody doesn't try off with our horses and our cart.
Hmm.
I give a nudge in Rain's direction.
We're all doing watches.
So you're all diving into the woods, the strike-up camp. And keeping an eye on your horses and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Cornelius, you make the incantations. You set out the area, and once again that log cabin forms up. It looks much the same as last time, although you've corrected a little bit of the geometry. Some of the corners were a little rough the first time, but you know, practice makes perfection. Droop, of course, immediately starts casting around all the various furniture he might need. He makes all the beds a bit lower to the ground, though. But it's still furnished with various shelves, tables, goblets, which are actually small goblins.
Really?
Warm beds. That's all that matters.
Although, Castalia, for you, temperature hasn't mattered since you put on the outfit. You still feel cold and clammy to the touch, but you haven't felt any kind of differing temperature. It's always been just the same room. So, first watch. That sounds like a cat.
That is actually the food going into the cat food bowl.
Ah.
I thought it was plates falling down on the floor or something.
I thought it was they got into the window blinds.
No.
Happened. What did they think I was doing?
So
No,
who?
they thought it was the cat.
So who is the first watch?
Siegfried,
So we'll
Siegfried can take the first. Probably should double up for this one, though.
So is
I'll
that
stay
Siegfried
up
and
with-
Malgarn?
Yeah, I'll stay up with him.
Alright. Are you just staying inside the hut?
No, I'll be standing out with the horses.
You're not invincible if you're out with the horses.
Yes, but you only got so much view from window.
I mean, there's windows on every side. Cornelius did not make it to be a death trap.
Or did he?
Only Rain's part of it.
Yeah.
See, you could have changed the floor plan to just make sure that her room is segmented off. It's the only door that locks from the outside.
What?
Yeah.
I'm just saying he could have. He didn't. Yet.
Why aren't we smart?
She's not getting her own private chamber.
Alright, then I've got any perception checks from the two of you.
All right.
Malgarn, you might be a little slighted, but eagle-eyed Siegfried's the one who spots it first. In the distance, just at the very edge of your dark vision, You can see that there's something that looks... At first it seems like a slight aberration in a tree trunk. Like it's sort of bloated out on one side a little bit, and then you start to focus on it a bit more. You realize it looks like a person. It's some figure, at least. There's a lot of spikes coming off them, like twigs and branches. I mean, it is the very edge of your vision. It's very difficult to make out fully, but there is something there. And it's standing perfectly still.
Right. I point this out to Malgern so he knows where it is, so we can keep an eye on it to make sure it doesn't get any close.
Yeah, you two are finding yourselves having to press your faces right up against the window to try and keep it in your vision.
I thought we were out with the horses. Or did he change his mind?
I thought I was outside.
Okay, then
Yeah.
you're outside. Malgurn's just got his face pressed against the window.
No, I went with him.
Alright, then you step
I
around,
felt like
yeah.
Siegfried hanging.
Against just at the edge of your sight, though.
Gonna be focusing on that direction then. And actually, I'm going to attempt to get stealthy.
The moment you start to move down and try to keep yourself silent, try to compact your armor together,
I just go into turtle mode. Just roll my hands and
the figure darts
arms
off.
up in the...
Right, I have a question.
Yep.
Thieves can't or whatever it is. Is it hand signals or is it actually voice?
Thieves' Cant is a combination of all that. It's basically, you're talking like, hey, Sadie's getting your hair done, but you're also, running your finger around the glass or slightly stroking the side of your eye, and Sadie might be the fence that you're talking about, and this means that the heist will be down next week and she's ready to accept the order.
Okay, so not something I can use at long range without making noise. Okay.
No, it also takes a long time to convey even a simple meaning in it.
Can't
That
use
actually
that.
means let's go rob the church on Tuesday.
Yeah. It's all ever evolving double talk and signals.
Okay, was just wondering.
Yeah, but you see the figure run off to the north, deeper into the forest.
Well, I'm not following it.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it doesn't get any closer. I'd rather not fight something like that at night.
Well, more to the point, we might be going out into an ambush.
Fair.
Let's see here. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, that is a very weird error I've got going there. I was moving your guys' tokens around as a group, but the selection box was moving separately in a different direction.
Interesting.
Very strange, yeah. Time passes. Feel free to have conversations, speak to each other.
How's Siegfried doing after saw that thing?
Well, I can see color again.
That's good. Did you put the belt back on?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That was just a test. Cool.
I just have to make sure I don't accidentally suggest something to you.
As a ruling, it's not going to work on him just because he knows you well enough. He knows you're not a dwarf.
Yeah.
He knows it's the belt. It's a placebo effect, as warrant. He knows what it is.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's not a dwarf. Could
Yeah.
be a tall dwarf.
It could be a skinny dwarf, yes.
Genetic defect.
You need to eat more, buddy.
Oh, it's well known that Siegfried is a defect.
Oh, shit.
let's see here. Keep talking. Not that I'm preparing anything for you guys or what.
No, not at all. No, this is, yeah.
This is perfectly fine. It's all fine.
I don't recognize this dead air at all. No, he's not.
No, you don't
he's
hear a
not
lot of
psychic
clicks.
ambush. No.
It's not like I had to make a new encounter since you guys fucked off from the other ones I set up.
As someone who set up encounters before, this could not be what I think it is. No.
So my question is, where is that thing that we have to do for the book?
We don't know.
No, because remember we know the location.
I mean, did
No,
anyone
we
take
have a name
notes?
for a location.
Oh yeah, we have a name for it. We don't know where
Yeah.
it is.
I know where it is, sort of. I've been paying attention.
This is gonna be another one of those droop things, isn't it? I'm from Cragmaw. Shut up.
That is still one of my favorite moments. Just the pain in Cornelius's voice. We didn't ask. He just says it into his mouth. We didn't ask him. No, he wasn't with us.
Man, I wonder where this Cragmaw castle is. I'm from Cragmaw. Shush, I'm trying to think, Droop.
As he just, he just follows you wearing his shirt. I'm from Cragmaw. Ask me about my castle.
It's just one of those, like, novelty tourist shirts. Just says Cragmaw Castle on it.
Say, where did you get that fancy shirt at Crackmaw?
No,
You knew where that
couldn't
was.
be. Couldn't be. That'd be too easy. No.
Yeah, that sure was a fun cave. No, the castle.
Yeah, that's it.
And then, after an hour and a half passes through the darkness, you, Siegfried, most keen on edge, will have to wait until I come back for a moment before you find out what horrible fate befalls you. So yeah, be right
Oh god,
back.
it's that monster that kills Siegfried.
Feel free to talk amongst yourselves.
Again.
Oh, we're screwed. You. Rena. Never mind. I was gonna ask her to fill my drink. She ran. I might have to get up and do it myself.
Oh no.
Hopefully that monster won't kill Siegfried while I'm gone.
Yeah. We're looking for your mom's hell. Or Irma.
Hopefully this monster will prefer dwarf flesh than human.
Maybe they like their meat closer to the ground.
Sophie, my
Alright, I'm back in play. Here's a catchphrase. Siegfried, save or die. Anyway, what you actually hear... Are we all still here?
Yeah, I think so.
No one walked off?
Could be. Malgoon was going to get something to drink.
Okay. He wouldn't
What'd I
have
miss?
anyway, but you... Are you back?
Yeah, I just went to fill my drink.
P.O., Rain, you're still here?
Yep.
Raiden's not here, but I can relay. She's in the room.
Okay.
What is... Right?
Yeah, he's ready.
Hold on.
Okay, yeah, I had to run off there for a second.
I'm here.
So getting breath back. Where did I put that? There we go. So let's see. Horses have an AC low. And Siegfried, you hear it. The great whoomph of wings in flight. Large wings, not like a pigeon. Bigger than a sparrow. Kind of big as a horse. And through the darkness of the sky, there's a scream from the horses as one of them takes a spike in its side for 9 piercing. One of your horses is near dead, as a large bone spike, 4 foot in length, is lodged in its flank.
Oh dear. That's almost as tall as me. Oh dear.
And as you look up, it's flitting out of your view now and again, but you can see that there's a large creature, 4 legs that look like paws.
Oh, hey. I remember this.
What do you mean you remember this?
This is currently where you guys are at the moment. I forgot to bring the horse tokens. So just assume this extra sized droop is one of them. There we go.
Oh god! Oh god, droop, no. Why? Who cast enlarge? Why?
Siegfried and Malgern, position yourselves away from the main group a little bit. We'll let's see, just get your tokens out of the way there so I can drag these. There we go. We'll say that's where the tiny hut is.
So if he's over there,
2, 3, 4. Let's see, I think your sight range is something like
Yeah,
this.
probably be next to the horses was what we were planning on anyway.
oh yeah, we were around the horses, weren't we? So.
Yeah, so let's see here. So 60 feet. Is it that far? Roughly. And you can actually see on the very edge there is a beast high up in the air. And you know what? For now, we're not going to do initiative. Tell me what you guys do. You've got your action. You got your bonus.
Well, my first thing is I'm going to bang on the door of the hut to wake everybody up.
Unfortunately, the dome doesn't let in sounds, does it? Well, the tiny hut.
He could just open the door.
Yeah, you can just step in and yell.
That
But I'm just pointing out, he's banging on it panically, and it's, you're all inside, cozy, warm, and bundled.
I'm just kind of motioning to him, Siegfried, the door.
Castalia possibly.
Okay, I open the door and yell.
Yep. There's a teddy bear made by Droop in Castalia's bed. It looks horrific. Its eyes are lopsided and weird.
Or anything? Like a stuffed tiefling, or is he going for anything there?
So yeah, he's marched in. You've all woken up. Now that's gonna trigger initiative.
I hope they've all woken up.
Oh yeah. That is going to be initiative. So let's see here. I'll get Cornelius's up. Oh damn.
Damn.
Remember to click Thine token.
I just heroically exit the sleeping chamber in my nightgown.
That roll.
Yeah, that's the thing. You don't have to worry about gearing yourself up. I'm wearing as much armor as I always do.
Yeah, like I don't sleep in my stuff.
I'm
so.
in my lovely outfit that makes polka dot pajamas.
As I learned with that one fight against the what were we fighting? Where I heroically bashed through a window.
Adder caps.
Spiders.
That's right. We ruined that cabin. It's gone.
Alrighty, now I need to add these things turn. I was in 2 minds about it because that would show them off, but fuck it. Huh. Weird, they got the same initiative. And then I'm gonna need these guys, these guys, and these guys. And they're getting horde turns.
Oh boy.
It's just simpler, that's all, because I have to do it like this. Hey, nice and springy. Ah, good. Ooh, really good. Hopefully these will translate to attack rolls as well.
No, you're wasting all the good stuff now.
Okay then.
Trust me, this is how probability works.
You banged on the wall. Well, you ran in, you've screamed, we're under attack. One of the horses is screaming and baying in pain, with about 1 HP left. The horde of troops are ready.
No, he's been mead.
Yes, extend yourself out to 16 feet again. And just keep it in place, so I know how to reduce. Okay. There we go. You can see high in the sky, leathery wings beating, and with a horrible, foul-mouthed humanoid face, is a beast known as a manticore.
Yeah.
Right. Crossbow.
I'm just readying my sword, waiting for that son of a bitch to land.
That's a hit.
Here, so...
No sneak attack, of course.
No, it's just straight.
Yep.
Is that enough to hit? Is my next question.
Yeah, I said so. It's a hit. How are you firing twice?
I didn't mean to.
It's...
See, and
It's
people
sleight of
bitch about
hand. See,
crossbows.
if you
That's a
hadn't caught him
solid
on
10
it-
damage.
Ooh, nice.
As a bolt thuds in against its side, and it doesn't really take a whole lot of notice. But it does bay out. What else you got?
Well, I'm going to, seeing as the only one that's probably in line of sight and can hear me at the moment is Malgoon. Get yourself ready. We got a fight on our hands. I'm going to do a help.
Well, to be fair, you only know that there's this creature here.
Yeah, well, it's just about
But he's
nailed
pretty
our
sure it's
whole-
rather large, and there's going to be a fight.
Hell, I
It's
probably
pretty-
don't even know what the creature is.
Nah, you can give me an intelligence check if you want.
He's making an educated guess.
You got a vague idea of what it could be. You're not really sure about anything of it, just... You've seen horrible images of this sort of thing. It's a manticore. That's about the extent of your knowledge. They look like this.
Well, in that case, I got no idea how bad it is, so I'm assuming the worst from my point of view.
Probably also true.
Oh yeah, I need the other sheet of the true monsters.
That's a good sign.
I don't... Yeah. When he says the word true.
Alright, that it for your turn?
Yep.
Okay then. Let's hide my measuring so you don't know where they're coming from.
Oh god.
Okay, then this lot. Let's see here. From the tree line, breaks a figure. Well, one of them at first. It's burly, it's tall, it's also somehow life at the same time. It moves with all the grace of a jungle cat, festooned in just horrible chunks of forestry, of bits of leather, of scraps of hide. And on their head is this great horned helmet. It looks like they've been it looks like someone, tore apart a dryad and put its clothes on. But then you
Oh,
see those
God.
long ears, and you realize it's elven. But it also charges towards you.
Of course it
It
is.
also charges towards you, brandishing a great axe. And screaming in bloodlust.
So there's all sorts of different stuff going on here.
And she gets up to you.
Oh dear.
She's also going to be reckless with her attacks.
Bring it on, Pansy. I immediately notice the ears and think this is going
Does
to
an
be
18
an easy
hit?
fight. I think I'm a 19. I am a 19, so no.
Alright, 24 hits though.
Yeah, it does.
She takes 6 slashing.
Question. So we rested, or am I rested?
Yeah, you're all fully rested. You haven't had a fight at this point yet.
And I have all my hit dice back, correct?
Depends how many you spent, actually.
I have 0, so how many do I get back? Because I just want to make sure I have this right, because I still have 0 hit dice as well.
Half your hit dice per long rest.
Yep,
Half my hit dice rounded down, I'm assuming.
yep. I don't know how many you'd spent before, because,
No,
you know,
that's
some
fine.
things you're meant to keep track of.
No, I know how many I've spent before. I have a total of 7. I had 0, so I get 3 back. I'm well aware. I
Yep.
just want to make sure I was doing it right.
The rest all
Alright.
charge... Another... Let's see here, for Cornelius' sake. Another free charge in at high speed. The other 2... And 2 more take it at a casual stroll as they draw their bows. They're also going reckless. That's at Malgern. So was that one.
Are you just deciding that after the fact?
No,
Son
no,
of a
no.
bitch.
They're all just going for you.
Holy shit.
You only reduce by 10 feet. It's not going to stack. But you do feel these horrible barbed arrows lodge in you, and it feels kind of
I'm
familiar.
suddenly not feeling too hot.
Yep, as another 16 points of damage pierces you.
Jesus Christ, I'm a fucking pincushion. I'm gonna cry out in pain, because that was a lot of damage to take really fast.
Cornelius, you hear a cry of pain. And you're currently inside the tiny hut. You know if you leave it, it will vanish. But you can't fire out of it either.
Yeah.
They're coming from the north, in a scattered formation. Nothing's really grouped up right now. Is there any way you can see, like, would you be able to see images on Discord if we sent them?
No, but I think I have an idea for what I'll do for now.
Okay.
I think
I have a
I'll...
different question. How much light is there? Because he might be able to see outside.
That's true, but he can always cast dancing lights quickly. Plus,
Yeah.
the inside of the hut is lit for now. Droop, obviously conjuring a candle.
But I think for now, just to make sure that everyone else doesn't get pelted as soon as I get out, I think I'm just gonna spend this turn to get some mage armor on myself.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait for everyone else to kind of get out and get their turns done before they start getting pelted.
Okay, there goes one level 1 spell slot. As you cast mage armor on yourself.
Yep. And the one that's showing SDC is what I'm at. I didn't reduce it down.
Yep.
Because my standard would be 11.
Okay, and now more stride out from the tree line. These ones are male, slightly more covered, but they're still burly, they're still elven.
I mean,
And
of
they're
course
all
slightly more covered because they have more armor than the females. Or the females have more armor, the less they're just the inverse property of armor.
It's not quite to that degree. It's more of a they've got actual plating on them because they're not as brawny looking.
Well, they're elves, as far as I can see. Of course they wouldn't be brawny. Not like
So-
me, as I'm bleeding from several holes.
Yep, 5 more appear. These ones did not take a run.
Holy shit. You
And
guys better get your asses out here.
And they're going to aim at the tall dwarf. They are not going reckless, however. So I should turn that off, actually. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2.
God, those would have hit me.
Yep.
Fuck.
On the bright side, not much damage.
I said,
Okay,
luckily,
and can he
you know,
dodge the first one?
Okay, so you take a total of 5 damage. As a flurry of arrows sail through the air. Actually, what am I
thankfully,
doing?
the
There's
hit
one,
doesn't
there's
really mean
5,
much
so there's
unless
one
it's
more to
crit.
go. Hey, that also hit. There we go.
Holy! Can I have your dice? in trade?
Speaking of trade, Malgarn, it's
Who's
your
that
turn
last
now.
one at?
Also, they are all calling out to each other, but it's not Elvish.
That last one, was that also Siegfried? Or
Yeah, they were all at Siegfried.
I just want to make sure.
Because they've just got the 2 of you right now. All the rest are still inside the hut.
Yeah, I'm angry and bleeding, and I'm just gonna closest thing to me. I just want to leave it in half.
Well, there's this tall woman. She looks about 6.5 feet tall. And that's a hit.
I use my boots of springing to jump up and then cleave down on her.
Yep, that's a solid hit. And she takes 6 slashing damage.
And then I'm gonna do it again. I'm gonna sweep the leg.
And another 6. As you try to strike your sword against... I mean, the armor parts, it's the body that seems the problem. They just seem so levered and tough. These people don't look like they've ever lived under a roof at any point in their lives.
I don't like.
They're wild, powerful, and strong.
And then I'm gonna use my second win.
It's a good roll.
And it is.
Anything else?
And that'll be my turn. That's
I
gonna
mean,
be
you
my-
could try to shove her.
Oh yes, I could. Thank you.
Or is second win's a bonus action?
Second, I believe as a bonus action, so
Yeah,
I cannot.
okay.
Yep, I'm done.
Rain, you awake. You're in your polka dot PJs.
Well then, I would go out to the door, poke my head out. No, I don't want to edit my token, you stupid thing. Poke my head out. Immediately see that everything is not kosher.
Yeah, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 monsters. Well, 6 elves and then 1 large monster flying in the air.
I would come over here,
Oh yeah, I forgot about the one flying in the air.
and the one that is currently trying to bash Malgurn's face off.
You're gonna steal my kill, okay?
Oh, we forgot. Malgurn, roll again. Because Siegfried gave you advantage. We forgot to use it. Because
I
there might be
already
a
rolled
crit.
the tens.
Yeah, but there might be a
Oh,
crit in
you
there.
mean-
Wait,
Oh,
he's
for my
attacking
hit,
the one
okay.
next to him?
Yep.
Didn't she attack recklessly, so shouldn't he have advantage?
Oh, they should have been advantage anyway, yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
So roll 2 more
So-
times to see if you get a crit. Okay. Luckily we didn't miss it at anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was reckless. Good catch.
I'm going to flaming chicken the lady.
Yep, that's a hit.
Ugh.
And she
We
takes...
really need to get a token for that. That's literally a flaming chicken.
She takes a solid 13 damage as you conjure from the very stuff of nothing a chicken, a lesser phoenix, who then, as it hangs there in the air upright, bursts into flames and smashes into the side of this powerful, muscled warrior. Maybe not your best idea, because now she's looking at you, but you know.
Well, no, that's okay, because then I immediately go and I do that.
And I'm immediately thinking to myself, better her than me.
Zarzul.
Oh, with my free action, I light my mace.
I'm gonna head out of the house thing.
Mm-hmm. Basically just, yeah, we'll say... Yeah, we'll just say from that line is where the exit is. I don't want to grab it. I don't want to grab a cabin token as well.
You're just not dedicated to this, okay?
I'm now looking around for cover. There doesn't seem to be much.
I mean, coming from the guy that literally free-handed his Deadlands maps.
not a lot of cowboys and Indians on the web.
What are you doing, Zarzul?
Working out what I can see, which seems to be almost everything.
Yeah, pretty much everything on the field right now.
Zarzul, get it.
Yeah. I can't quite see the manticore, maybe. Okay. Now, what was the special effect on that bow again? I'm trying to remember.
Let's see. You can either use... It's got 5 charges. For free charges, you can use Erupting Earth, which was a
That's
Xanathar
right, yep.
spell. Hopefully you've got that set up. Or you can fire a high arrow on someone that's standing on the ground, and they'll be knocked prone for 1 charge. There is a DC. It's the same as your current one.
Yeah. And it's probably full charges, and it was a...
Yeah, you haven't used it yet. And it's a +1.
Yeah. Now, first off, I'm going to, for the moment, I'm looking around, and I'm going to put a crossbow bolt into that one there after twiddling a knob. So it's now a fire crossbow.
Okay. It definitely hits.
Oh, where am I getting advantage from?
Reckless. Oh, that one
Okay.
actually didn't do reckless, so yeah, 14, that is a miss.
Ah,
I forgot it was the bow users, and she just charged in. So yeah, your bolt goes sailing off to explode against a tree somewhere in the distance.
And yet you feel like you hear a certain scream in the background as well, going, "Oh!"
You may have killed a squirrel. You may have fucked
I
up.
know.
It was in that moment that Zarzul knew.
What do you got else? You still got your movement.
Yeah, I mean, I could duck back into the house, but that's not going to be much use.
I mean, they can't do anything to the house.
Yeah, true. Until somebody leaves it, I shall hide back in the house.
Just keep in
That's
mind,
what I
you
would
do
do.
have your horses there.
Are the horses big group?
Hmm?
Yeah, the horses are the big troops.
Yep.
Yep.
One is already on about 2 HP.
Yeah, he got wrecked.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right, time for one manticore.
One manticore?
Well, yeah, look at the turn order.
Oh, damn.
It's going to fly through the air here
like-
on the right
Wasn't a
side,
surprise.
and it's going to fire. Yeah, it's going to fire at Siegfried.
Boy, look at this group.
16 does not hit, however. Actually, let me just double check here. Do they fire more than once? I need to remind myself. I think they attack more than once. Manticore. Oh, yes, it does. Okay. Sorry about that. Now let's do the correct amount of attacks. They all miss, though.
Wibble, wibble.
That's down 3 spikes.
You got this, buddy.
Now it's the turn of the other manticore. Hello, Malgern. As it sails through the air and then comes down loudly.
Hello, friend.
As you see this huge, snarling, awful, human-looking face with this nasty, many-toothed jaw. They have rows of teeth in there. And it's going to... let's see here. Okay, there we go. 19, I believe, hits
Yeah, that hits.
for 11 piercing.
Alright.
And then it swipes twice at you.
Okay. Missed.
That's a
Okay,
hit.
1 hit.
Another 9 slashing as it just smacks you around.
And I'm right back where I was before I took a deep breath. Son of a bitch.
You know, if just take another deep breath. Wolfgang.
If only we had a healer. If only this party had a healer.
Wolfgang, you're in a house. It's a nice house. You feel very comfortable. Maybe you shouldn't leave.
Wolfgang is going to try and go help. I think I got range. How far was that? Let's do the stupid.
Man after my own heart.
Well, I mean, don't actually go inside him.
Huh?
There we go. You went on the same space as Malgar, and you can't do that.
It wasn't.
You were.
Unless I was desync.
Probably desynced then.
Yeah,
I had Malgern where Wolfgang's ended up. Oh well.
Whatever.
And Wolfgang is going to bite down on the woody-looking elf.
Good done.
Solid hit. And she stays standing. Oh, it wouldn't have been. That's a saving throw, not a check. Okay. But yeah, she stays standing and takes 5 piercing, as he finds it difficult to bite down fully into that corded leg.
And it's the turn.
Alright. Talia von Talia. Your turn has arrived.
Well, I guess first thing I'm doing is climbing out of bed.
You know, it's not that difficult. You've only been in there for about an hour.
That just makes it worse. Once you've been in bed for an hour. you
Only
just
when it's
kinda wanna
morning.
sit there. No, even at night when you're really tired.
Yeah, you emerge from your soaked bed. The sheet's trying to cling to you. There's patches of moss getting slightly shifted off.
Oh, well, at
It's
least
gotta
one
be mildly
catches.
uncomfortable.
She doesn't
I
feel
don't
it.
really notice it.
She's
I
in
just imagine Castalia going out with kind of the blanket over her eyes, squinting out, really annoyed, like as if she hadn't gotten her morning coffee yet.
somehow one
Still
of
got her
the
slippers on.
somehow one of the horns is twisted a different direction. She's still got some clothing like a jumper or something hanging from one of them.
Alright, so where's the front door?
Zarzul, did you go back in the house?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me just... Basically this. It's bigger than that,
Alright.
but that's basically... Let's get you a front wall at least.
No, then I can't charge up the wall. Alright.
Well, it's a magic spell. You could just walk out.
Yeah, I just shaped it in the shape of a house. There is no need to actually use the door.
So there is no real solid house.
No. It just looks very real.
Alright, and can I move past the Drew Force?
Yeah.
Like, through their spaces?
Yeah, you can move through, you just can't... Well, actually, you can stop in their spaces too, because they're larger than you.
Oh.
So yeah. You can mingle of the steeds.
And over here. And I'm gonna strike the Chimera because it's You can't lose those horses.
Yes, that would be bad.
Wait a second. Is that a minor action? Is that a... Oh, it is! Nice. Well, first things first, I'm going to use my bonus action to Hex Chimera.
Okay, proper hex.
Yeah, proper spell Hex.
Okay, it is hexed.
Right now, let me just... Of course, it doesn't have it listed. I know it does something when I hit it, but...
Gives you an extra
I'll just
d6 of damage, I think.
is that per hit or just one attack?
I believe it's on your first hit, but while you click, I will check.
Alright.
Color spray, not magic circle, hex. Here we go.
Right.
Let's see here. You deal an extra 1d6 of damage whenever you hit it with an attack, so all attacks.
Alright.
Let's see. Okay, and that doesn't go up, right? You can also give it disadvantage on a certain type of ability check. For example, strength for Malgorn to shove it.
Yeah, that's probably the one I picked. So now you can push a Chimera over if you really...
Sweet.
It's his dream.
That's got more strength than Dex, so that's what I was going to go for. But yeah, you get an extra 1d6 necrotic on each hit.
Alright, I'm not quite sure. I'll set that up later. I'll just do my 2 swings, and if they hit, I'll just roll 2d6 after.
Yep.
Or res many d6 after. 1, 2.
Those both hit. You do a stonking amount of damage, to be honest.
Okay.
Jesus,
There-
fucking,
oh.
fucking pack weapons.
Jeez.
Oh!
Trying to work this out, though. The +4 is your charisma. The +1 from the weapon. What's the extra +1?
I get a +1 because one of my invocations.
Ah, okay.
Let me get the exact one here. Improved pack.
Does that not only apply if it's not a magical weapon already?
No, I think it's just if it's packed.
Okay, so let's see. So that's 27.
I only have charisma +1, and I'm proficient with it.
Okay, so that's 42 damage total she did.
Nice.
Let's see. I've got 4 charisma modifier. I got 3 proficiency, so that's 7. And then I just have +1, and it's giving me +9 there.
Oh no, I'm looking at the damage. That's what I'm looking at.
The damage is 1d8 plus charisma +1 and 1d4 no.
Okay. But yeah, you struck into that. It is weeping as you just tore huge grass-stained chunks in its flank. Sodden Lash left its seething mark, and now you can see the wound start to... The horrible wounds start to darken and rot away and flake from the necrotic damage of your hex searing through it. Still got your movement.
No, I moved to get there.
Yep. Siegfried.
Okay, before we start moving on, since there's only 10 minutes left, and I am starting to feel a little bit nauseous and tired.
Okay.
So, if we can wait till next up, because then I can also see the actual tactical map.
Yeah, it would be handy. See, the thing is, we've actually only
Is
gone for
everyone
2...
okay with that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
100%.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully.
I figured I would let the round go through so people actually could get that part done.
Yeah, we'll say Cornelius is just
Argument.
trying to keep things... Like, he has to keep the hut up for protection. So we'll finish off this round and then that'll be it. But you can head off if you want.
Alright. And good night, people, and yeah, sorry about that, I was just... Ugh.
Yeah, no worries. You're stuck on a phone after all.
So, good luck.
Good night.
Good night.
Okay, Siegfried, your turn.
Okay. Siegfried's going in for the kill steal. At least try to.
It's injured and bloody, but it still looks like a large monster.
Yeah, well, we need to frighten some people somehow. And I don't think I can reach there anymore, actually.
Yeah, you lost 10 feet of movement from the arrows. You could always cunning action to dash.
No, I'll just move to there and I'll attack the lady that seems to be invulnerable to most stuff.
Not invulnerable, resistant. As she's frothing at the mouth, furious with rage. It's a nice hit. As your sword strikes true. 30 damage total. As you just spear in against her back. She is not a lot left. There is blood pumping at high pressure out of her. And on the plus side, you got her attention. You got anything else in the tank?
Sorry, what was that?
You got anything else?
I'm going to give advantage to Wolfgang today.
I mean, he gets it anyway, because pack tactics.
True. Castalia.
Alright. This turn passes with nothing happening. Now it's the turn of the frothing barbarians.
Bring it.
They're going to. I don't see that one sticking with bow. There we go. Alrighty, they all move in for the kill. So left to right then. 4 attacks on Wolfgang.
Jesus.
Reckless. 2, 3. Ouch.
That's not looking too good. Holy shit.
32 damage. On Wolfgang. As this furious swirl of axes comes chopping down. Is he still up?
Yeah.
Well, good. They've got nothing left there. This one is going to go for Siegfried. Again, reckless. Do those hit?
Yes.
Wait,
I think I know which one.
If I was to
I'm doing
impose
this one.
disadvantage on that, how would that work?
Okay, so we'll do it on the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking if if I
So
wanted
you've
to
got
save
5
it
damage
before.
against you, Siegfried.
Yeah.
Or do you want to do one for the dog? You could take away that 11.
Yeah, I'll take away from the dog. I feel like that would. Yeah.
So I'm guessing you're going to uncanny
So-
dodge the 12.
Yeah.
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 So you take 11 damage
so
total.
That takes that down to
It's more useful that way.
And then this one's going to attack Rain. As Rain, you look at this practically feral elf of huge build and body, flinging her axe at you. Hey, those both hit.
Yep.
Keep in mind, their modifiers are still smaller than yours.
Oh no! If only I could impose disadvantage. That's a shame.
17. On the one, I think, who has the most health in the party anyway.
Yeah, she does. She has more health than me.
As you're just bashed around in your pajamas. Let's see here. That leaves one more. Who's just going to fire off an arrow? Let's see. Who's she going to fling it at? Oh, yeah. She saw the whip. She's going to try for Castalia. And both those miss. Oh, yeah. There's one more. He's up there. Yeah. Two more this time. Yeah, it's a bit packed in. She's going to approach with her axe in hand, swapping out from her bow. Cornelius is going to maintain the cover, because it's rather important for you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's the time of the male elves, who are continuing to just fire off their arrows at you. Although, let's see here, actually. Yeah, actually, they leave.
Oh.
There is a call from further north in the woods, and they back away. The females do not heed the call. Malgern.
Alright, well, if she's not gonna run, I'm gonna smash her. 'Cause I'm still angry.
Don't say that in your date nights.
Because she hurt the dog.
Actually, she just hurt Siegfried. The other two hurt the dog.
Is that a hit?
It's advantage, so you can roll again.
Oh.
Yep, so 14 damage. She's almost gone.
She's almost gone. We're gonna try that again then. I will kill something. Couldn't quite get.
Yeah, and you skewer her.
Critical there.
Finally, the frothing mad elf goes down.
And I can't shove something that's bigger than me, so...
You can shove the manticore, remember?
Can I?
Yeah, she hexed it.
Oh. Well then, yeah, I'm gonna try to get the big boy on the ground.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that rolling actually.
You're welcome.
No, that's what we gotta check. We gotta recheck
Yeah.
if you can shove large creatures.
I don't think I can if it's a size bigger than me.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember now. If only I remembered what decision I made last time. Okay, it's not in this bit. Customization options, here we go. Shield Master. Yeah, it doesn't say a size requirement. And since it's hexed and disadvantage, I'll give you the go. So go for it.
Oh, sorry, I was just trying to look up a ruling, but,
Well, neither roll was good at all. It's now on the floor. As it tries to surge
Suck it,
against you, and then there's
Manticore.
just this horrible surge of pain from the massive wound in its flank from Castalia's whips, and it just falls.
And that's my turn.
I'm glad you guys are excited for this combat.
Oh no, I'm excited. I don't know where that long ass yawn came from.
Rain, there's this frothing mad elf in front of you. She is toned, ripped, and ready to tear you to shreds.
I was seriously expecting you to turn the tables when this is a mad frothing dwarf right next to you. There's also an elf.
The button I will press is this button. I don't think that worked.
Sadly, no. 13 is 13's okay, but it's not enough for AC as you just swing wide.
Then I'm going to do...
Remember, you're only disadvantage on skill checks. You're fine for normal attacks.
Yeah, I just forgot. Well, that was glorious, but that was going to, the doggo.
Wolfgang.
And then considering I can walk through the thing, I'm gonna risk this. I want to go into the safety of the hut.
She tries to swing at you, but it just rebounds off the tiny hut.
So Wolfgang gets some healing.
Zarzul. You hop a bit to actually see out the window, and you can see that there's an elf right there.
Okay. I'm going to poke my head out over this side then. Just far enough where I can't be hit instantly. And try out the new shot.
Must look weird to see him just swing out the crossbow and then put in a short bow instead. Who are you shooting?
I was going after the one that tried to attack Rain.
Okay, the one closest to you. Yeah, it's a solid hit. 8 piercing. Reduced to 4.
And Wolfgang is going to take a bite at the manticore.
Okay. Effortless hit. None of these guys have high AC, you're noticing. As he tears a good chunk out along that withered wound. Just more of its flesh peeling away.
And I'm also going to throw out, as my bonus action, healing word on our wounded...
Well, on your companion. Or your wounded horse.
yeah, the one that's almost dead.
Alright, it's now almost full.
Yay, horse.
And then I'm going to retreat into the hut again.
It's the turn of the manticores. This one's going to continue sniping.
Coward.
It's on normal, yep. 3 spikes at Siegfried.
Oh, why Siegfried?
Beep, beep.
Because he's the one that's not
monster that kills
surrounded.
Siegfried, isn't it?
It's because he's not the one surrounded.
Oh, true.
Ooh.
10 points, and I think you've already used your uncanny dodge this round.
Oof.
The spike just tears through part of your thigh. And it's another 3 spikes gone from its tail. You are noticing it's losing spikes as it goes. They're not getting replaced.
That's good. Silver lining.
Yep. This one stands up furious. And then disengages and takes to the sky. 5, 10, 15. Hang on, check here where did I put my monster manual? Because there's some things I've got written down, some I don't, like movement speed. Okay. 15, 20, 25. It's in the air at 25 feet.
So I had a 50 feet flying range, did it?
Mm-hmm. Wolfgang.
Hello?
Web gun?
Sorry, what was that?
It's Wolfgang's turn.
Okay. Oh well, Wolfgang's going to make a bite at the one directly north.
Good. That is just a miss, sadly.
Okay.
Is that it for him?
Yep. Yep. Not moving from here.
Castalia. Or did she tell me she's going away for a second? Castalia.
Maybe she went away.
I guess so. She didn't say, sadly. She's still in the call. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's your turn.
Oh, it is? I thought Wolfgang was still going.
Nope. He only gets the one action.
Oh yeah, he did get a bite.
Pay attention.
Alright, well. Alright, well, first I'm going to use my bonus action to just straight up deal 4 damage to the Flying Manticore. I know
Ooh.
exactly where he is.
Yep, you do. And you'll know for quite a while.
Yeah. And then I'm going to finish it off. Just a laser. Let me just make sure this one is definitely correct, stated correctly.
Yeah,
One
this is just
laser?
the, this is just the dice.
2 lasers, but bad lasers.
Anything else you want to do with your turn?
Nope.
Ruminate, maybe adjust your skirt. Take a moment
Probably
to think.
probably frown as lasers fly off into the sky.
Yep, as these bolts of dark energy just sear off. And that's where we're going to leave it, because that's the end of a round. Next week we'll conclude this fight, and who knows what else will be ahead. Short session this time, but then Cornelius was indisposed, and someone showed up late. Braider.
What?
Just making sure you're paying attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be back next week with more Rescue at Raxis, possibly. Maybe it might be a fortnight, actually. We'll all see, depending on the whims of the mouse. Because we might have to be
worst
on...
comes to worst, Rain can play my character.
Well, that's not the ideal thing. The ideal thing is that you get to play, but...
Yeah.
Next week we may be on a Friday. You still able to make that
If it's on a
PO,
Friday, then
Webgun?
I won't be here.
Yeah, that's the problem there. Well, we'll see how we go. We may end up losing our dwarf.
Mm-hmm.
Not ideal. But yes,
No.
we'll be back another time.